Hey guys, welcome to Medifaction. So today let's learn about the physiology of anemia. So what is anemia? Anemia is a condition in which the blood doesn't have enough healthy RBC or red blood cells. So to learn more about it, let's get started. In this video, I'm going to enumerate about an introduction about anemia. We're also going to discuss about the classification of anemia and the signs and symptoms of anemia. Let's begin. Introduction. Anemia is the blood disorder characterized by the reduction in number 1. RBC or red blood cell count. Number 2. Hemoglobin content. Number 3. Packed cell volume, otherwise PVC. General reduction in RBC count, hemoglobin content and PCV occurs because of number 1. Decreased production of RBC. Number 2. Increased destruction of RBC. Also, it may be due to excess loss of blood from the body. All these incidents are caused either by inherited disorders or environmental influences such as nutritional problem, infection, and exposure to drugs or toxins. Here you can observe the number of red blood cells is more. This is the normal condition, and where in this anemic condition you can observe there is decreased number of RBCs. Now let's move on to classification of anemia. Anemia is classified by two methods. Number 1 is based on morphological classification. Number 2 is etiological classification. Let's look on to morphological classification. Morphological classification depends upon the size and color of RBC. Size of RBC is determined by mean corpuscular volume, otherwise MCV. Color is determined by mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration, otherwise MCHC. By this method, the anemia is classified into 4 types. Number 1 is nomocytic nomochromic anemia. Here, the size or the mean corpuscular volume and the color or mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration of RBCs are normal. Since it is anemic, there will be reduction in RBC count. Number 2 is macrocytic nomochromic anemia. From the term macro itself, we can identify that the RBCs are larger in size, but since it is nomochromic, the color will be normal. And since it is anemic, there will be less RBC count. The third type is macrocytic hypochromic anemia. It means the RBCs are larger in size, but since it is hypochromic, it will be less in color or MCHC, so the cells are pale. Number 4 is microcytic hypochromic anemia. Here, the RBCs are smaller in size with less color. This is how a microcytic hypochromic anemia looks like in microscopic view. This is what a hypochromic anemia looks like, and this is a normal RBC. Now let's move on to the etiological classification. So, on the basis of etiology or study of cause or origin, anemia is divided into 5 types. Number 1 is hemorrhagic anemia. So in hemorrhagic anemia, there will be the cause will be due to acute loss of blood or chronic loss of blood. The morphology of acute loss of blood will be nomocytic nomochromic, whereas the morphology of RBC of chronic loss of blood cause will be due to microcytic and hypochromic. The second type is hemolytic anemia. In hemolytic anemia, the causes will be extrinsic or intrinsic causes. What causes extrinsic? Number 1 will be liver failure, or it will be renal disorder, it may be hypersplenism, burns, infections like hepatitis, malaria, septicemia, or drugs also causes this. Drugs like penicillin, anti-malarial drugs, and sulfur drugs. Also, poisoning by lead, coal, and tar, and presence of isoagglutinins like the anti-RH factors, and also autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and ulcerative colitis. The morphology of these type of RBCs will be normocytic, normochromic. Talking about the intrinsic hemolytic anemia, these are usually hereditary disorders. The morphology will be sickle cell anemia, in which the red blood cells are sickle shaped, and also thalassemia, in which it will be small and irregular. The third type is nutrition deficiency anemia. Nutrition deficiency anemia will be caused due to iron deficiency, protein deficiency, vitamin B12, and also folic acid. And it will be microcytic hyperchromic in iron deficiency morphologically, and it will be macrocytic hyperchromic in protein deficiency, and the morphology of vitamin B12 RBCs will be macrocytic, normochromic or hyperchromic, and for the folic acid it will be megaloblastic hyperchromic. The fourth type is aplastic anemia. It will be bone marrow disorder, and the morphology of RBC will be normocytic, normochromic. The fifth type is anemia of chronic diseases. In this, the causes will be due to number 1, non-infectious inflammatory disease like rheumatoid arthritis. Number 2, chronic infections like tuberculosis. Number 3 will be chronic renal failure, and also it may be due to neoplastic disorders like Hodgkin's disease. The morphology of RBC will be normocytic, normochromic. Now let's learn in detail about each. Hemorrhagic anemia. Hemorrhage refers to excessive loss of blood. Anemia due to hemorrhage is known as hemorrhagic anemia. It occurs both in acute and chronic hemorrhagic conditions. Acute hemorrhage. Acute hemorrhage refers to sudden loss of a large quantity of blood, as in the case of accidents. Within about 24 hours after the hemorrhage, the plasma portion of blood is replaced. However, the replacement of RBC does not occur quickly, and it takes at least 4 to 6 weeks. So, with less number of RBCs, hemodilution occurs. However, morphologically, the RBCs are normocytic and normochromic. Decreased RBC count causes hypoxia, which stimulates the bone marrow to produce more number of RBCs. So, the condition is corrected within 4 to 6 weeks. Now there is chronic hemorrhage. It refers to loss of blood by internal or external bleeding over a long period of time. It occurs in conditions like peptic ulcer, purpura, hemophilia, and menorrhagia. Due to continuous loss of blood, lot of iron is lost from the body, causing iron deficiency. This affects the synthesis of hemoglobin, resulting in less hemoglobin content in the cells. The cells also become small. Hence, the RBCs are microcytic and hyperchromic. Number 2. Hemolytic anemia. Hemolysis means destruction of RBCs. Anemia due to excessive hemolysis, which is not compensated by increased RBC production, is called hemolytic anemia. It is classified into two types: extrinsic hemolytic anemia and intrinsic hemolytic anemia. Let's learn about extrinsic hemolytic anemia. It is a type of anemia caused by destruction of RBCs by external factors. Healthy RBCs are hemolyzed by factors outside the blood cells such as antibodies, chemicals, and drugs. Extrinsic hemolytic anemia is also called autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Common causes of external hemolytic anemia are liver failure, renal disorder, hypersplenism, burns, infections like hepatitis, malaria, septicemia, drugs such as penicillin, antimalarial drugs, and sulfa drugs, poisoning by chemical substances like lead, coal, and tar. Also, presence of isoglutenins like anti-RH. Also, autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and ulcerative colitis. B. Otherwise, intrinsic hemolytic anemia. In this type of anemia, it is caused by destruction of RBCs because of defective RBCs. There is production of unhealthy RBCs, which are short-lived and are destroyed soon. Intrinsic hemolytic anemia is often inherited and it includes sickle cell anemia and thalassemia. Because of the abnormal shape in the sickle cell anemia and thalassemia, the RBCs are become more fragile and susceptible for hemolysis or easy destruction. Sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is an inherited blood disorder characterized by sickle-shaped red blood cells. It is also called hemoglobin SS disease or sickle cell disease. It is common in people of African origin. Sickle cell anemia is due to abnormal hemoglobin called hemoglobin S, otherwise sickle cell hemoglobin. In this, alpha chains are normal and beta chains are abnormal. The molecules of hemoglobin S polymerize into long chains and precipitate inside the cells. Because of this, the RBCs attain sickle or crescent shape, as you can see here. Crescent shape and become more fragile, which leads to hemolysis. Sickle cell anemia occurs when a person inherits two abnormal genes, one from each parent. In children, hemolyzed sickle cells aggregate and block the blood vessels, which leads to infarction or stoppage of blood supply. The infarction is common in small bones. The infarcted small bones in hand and foot results in varying length in the digits. This condition is known as hand and foot syndrome. Jaundice also occurs in these conditions. So, this is the microscopic sickle cell anemia. Thalassemia. Thalassemia is an inherited disorder characterized by abnormal hemoglobin. It is also known as Cooley's anemia or Mediterranean anemia. Thalassemia is of two types. Number one is alpha thalassemia. Number two is beta thalassemia. The beta thalassemia is very common among these two. In normal hemoglobin, number of alpha and beta polypeptide chains is equal. In thalassemia, the production of these chains become imbalanced because of defective synthesis of globin genes. This causes the precipitation of the polypeptide chains in the immature RBCs, leading to disturbances in erythropoiesis or blood formation. The precipitation also occurs in mature red cells, resulting in hemolysis. This is a microscopic view of thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia occurs in fetal life or infancy. In this, alpha chains are less, absent or abnormal. In adults, beta chains are in excess, and in children, gamma chains are in excess. This leads to defective erythropoiesis and hemolysis. The infants may be stillborn or may die immediately after birth. Beta thalassemia. In beta thalassemia, beta chains are less in number, absent or abnormal, with an excess of alpha chains. The alpha chains precipitate, causing defective erythropoiesis and hemolysis. Third one, nutrition deficiency anemia. Anemia that occurs due to deficiency of a nutritive substance necessary for the blood formation or erythropoiesis is called nutrition deficiency anemia. The substances which are necessary for erythropoiesis are iron, proteins, and vitamin like C, B12, and folic acid. The types of nutrition deficiency anemia are: number 1, iron deficiency anemia. Iron deficiency anemia is the most common type of anemia. It develops due to inadequate availability of iron for hemoglobin synthesis. RBCs are microcytic and hypochromic. Causes of iron deficiency anemia. Number 1, loss of blood. Number 2 is decreased intake of iron. Number 3 is poor absorption of iron from intestine. Number 4 is increased demand for iron in conditions like growth and pregnancy. Features of iron deficiency anemia. Features of iron deficiency anemia are brittle nails, spoon-shaped nails, brittle hair, atrophy of papilla in tongue, and dysphagia, otherwise difficulty in swallowing. Protein deficiency anemia. Due to deficiency of proteins, the synthesis of hemoglobin is reduced. The RBCs are macrocytic and hypochromic. Pernicious anemia or Addison's anemia. Pernicious anemia is the anemia due to deficiency of vitamin B12. It is also called Addison's anemia. It is due to atrophy of the gastric mucosa because of autoimmune destruction of parietal cells. The gastric atrophy results in decreased production of intrinsic factor and poor absorption of vitamin B12, which is the maturation factor for RBC. RBCs are larger and immature with almost normal or slightly low hemoglobin level. Synthesis of hemoglobin is almost normal in this type of anemia. So, cells are macrocytic and normochromic or hypochromic. Before knowing the cause of this anemia, it was very difficult to treat the patients and the disease was considered to be fatal. So it was called pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia is common in old age and it is more common in females than in males. It is associated with other autoimmune diseases like disorders of thyroid gland, Addison's disease, etc. Characteristic features of this type of anemia are lemon yellow color of skin due to anemic paleness and mild jaundice, and red sore tongue. Neurological disorders such as paresthesia means abnormal sensation like numbness, tingling, burning, etc. Progressive weakness and ataxia or muscular incoordination are also observed in extreme conditions. Now let's know about megaloblastic anemia. Megaloblastic anemia is due to deficiency of another maturation factor called folic acid. Here, the RBCs are not matured. The DNA synthesis is also defective, so the nucleus remains immature. The RBCs are megaloblastic and hypochromic. Here you can see that. Features of pernicious anemia appear in megaloblastic anemia also. However, neurological disorders may not develop. Next one is aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia is due to the disorder of red bone marrow. Red bone marrow is reduced and replaced by fatty tissues. Bone marrow disorder occur in the following conditions. Number 1. Repeated exposure to X-ray or gamma ray radiation. Number 2. Presence of bacterial toxins, quinine, gold salts, benzene, radium, etc. Number 3. Tuberculosis. Number 4. Viral infections like hepatitis and HIV infections. In aplastic anemia, the RBCs are normocytic and normochromic. This is how it looks like microscopically. The fifth one is anemia of chronic diseases. Anemia of chronic diseases is the second common type of anemia next to iron deficiency anemia. It is characterized by short lifespan of RBCs caused by disturbance in iron metabolism or resistance to erythropoietin action. Anemia develops after few months of sustained disease. RBCs are normocytic and normochromic. Common causes anemia of chronic diseases. Number 1. Non-infectious inflammatory diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, that is, chronic inflammatory autoimmune disorder affecting joints. Number 2 is chronic infections like tuberculosis. It is due to the infection caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis and abscess, that is, collection of pus in the infected tissues in lungs. Chronic renal failure, in which the erythropoietin secretion decreases. Since erythropoietin is necessary for the stimulation of bone marrow to produce RBC, its deficiency also causes anemia. Number 4. Neoplastic disorders. Abnormal and disorganized growth of tissue or organ, such as Hodgkin's disease, due to malignancy involving lymphocytes, and cancer of lung and breast. RBCs are generally normocytic and normochromic in this type of anemia. However, in progressive disease associated with iron deficiency, the cells become microcytic and hypochromic. Now let's know about the signs and symptoms of anemia. Number 1. Skin and mucous membrane. Here, the color of the skin and mucous membrane becomes pale. Paleness is more constant and prominent in buccal and pharyngeal mucous membrane, conjunctiva, lips, earlobes, palm, and nail beds also. Skin loses the elasticity and becomes thin and dry. Thinning, loss, and early grayness of hair occur. The nails become brittle and it becomes easily breakable. Number 2. On cardiovascular system, there will be an increase in heart rate known as tachycardia and also cardiac output. Heart is dilated and cardiac murmurs are produced. The velocity of blood flow is increased. Respiration. There is an increase in rate and force of respiration. Sometimes it leads to breathlessness and dyspnea, otherwise difficulty in breathing. oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve will be shifted to right. Number 4 is digestion. Anorexia, nausea, vomiting, abdominal discomfort and constipation are common. In pernicious anemia, there is atrophy of papillae in tongue. In aplastic anemia, necrotic lesions appear in mouth and pharynx. Number 5. Metabolism. Basal metabolic rate increases in severe anemia. Number 6. Kidney. Renal function is disturbed. Albuminuria is common. Number 7 is reproductive system. In females, the menstrual cycle is disturbed. There may be menorrhagia, oligomenorrhea, and also amenorrhea. Neuromuscular system. Common neuromuscular symptoms are increased sensitivity to cold, headache, lack of concentration, restlessness, irritability, drowsiness, dizziness, or vertigo, especially while standing, and also leads to fainting. Muscles become weak and the patient feels lack of energy and fatigue quite often and quite easily. Hope you have understood the video. Like, subscribe and press the bell button for more videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching.